Hey, Kim.
Oh,
Hey, yeah, so,
big box right there.
yeah, I have to summarize the past 6 years of work in the college essay, so I was thinking, I don't know, there's just so much to tell, and it's just such a long story. Maybe better to make a video or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, so let's check out this old scrapbook and get some ideas.
Okay.
Check that out, look at that.
Jeez, you look so young, Jordan, there in the picture. With long hair.
Yeah, no, I was 12 years old. I wasn't quite sure what I was doing there, just tagging along. It was all exciting to see new things, but...
Mhm. What are something that we accomplished on this trip to Cambodia?
My first one, a lot. But let's just start with getting in those vans.
Okay.
We were driving in the vans. The Cambodian countryside was beautiful. I'd never seen anything like this in my life. I'd come with my parents, part of a contingent from RCTC, a local community college. They'd formed this contingent with Kim Sin, a local Cambodian American, with the hope of creating a service learning trip to Cambodia. At first, we completed small service projects with our Cambodian partners. We cleaned schools and planted trees. We learned the gravity of the genocide. Under the Pol Pot regime, 1.7 million people were exterminated, or 1/5 of the population. Their faces were chilling. I had to contemplate being murdered with a spade. I saw mass graves and battered skulls. We had talked with numerous school children. The girls often commented that all they needed for their schools, all that they wanted for their education, were bathrooms. Due to the lack of sanitation, most girls of pubescent age were dropping out of school. My sister was inspired. She grabbed me and said, "Next year, we're going to build this school toilet." And that's how one toilet at the time began. We got back to the States and began making calls, going to churches, dropping flyers. We even made business cards at 13 years old. Soon, we had over $4,000. My inspiration came from a darker experience at Stung Mien Che. Stung Mien Che, or Victory River in Khmer, was one of the most horrifying places I've ever seen. The children, their skin charred black from the soot. I've never seen any human condition so miserable. It was one of the most moving experiences for me. We came with Buddhist monks to distribute provisions. I was bored, so I wandered off. And then I fell straight through the trash into a sickening slough. The chemicals burnt my legs. I was freaking out. And then this frail woman appeared from the smoke and hoisted me out. She took me to her home and washed the toxins from my legs with her scarce drinking water. I'd never seen such human compassion. It was an ironic moment. I was there to help, but was helped. How could I, a 13-year-old, process such an experience? I still think about her today. I wonder if she's still out there somewhere, alive. We got back to the States and couldn't sit still, so we entered into an international competition sponsored by the State Department. We created a website which explained all of our projects, as well as the diplomacy aspect. I interviewed local community members and government representatives. We were even endorsed by Congressman Tim Walz of the 1st Minnesota District, and he awarded me with the Congressional Service Award. We were energized and honored to win. Supported by grants and scholarships, my sister Naomi and I were able to travel to Cambodia again. A grant from the University of Minnesota Morris partially funded an assessment of our projects. Naomi and I left early to assess the condition of the toilets, as well as test the water of the wells that the service trip had built in the previous years. It was invigorating to finally take a more independent role. My sister and I were excited to be out there on the motos, driving out into the countryside. It was awesome. Sitting on that moto, I knew I could contribute more. I could take my ideas to college. But what? I'm an ambitious person. I excel. I have big ideas. I have dreams. I want to act. I can't wait. I want to go into economics and ultimately international relations. I'll need a liberal arts education to synthesize these pieces. How can I apply my aspirations, my ideas, into something constructive, something that can aid people that I've come to love, to maintain a sustainable venture that other students can take up? But in the meantime, we received a phone call from a teacher at Mayo High School. He said, "Hey, I've got 10 treadle sewing machines from the early 1900s. I know you do toilets, but can you use them?" Well, okay, we accepted them. But what can we do with them? And then I thought, well, there's this partner organization we've been working with, CHA, Cambodian Handicraft Association. They empower disabled landmine survivors as well as women throughout Phnom Penh and Cambodia and give them a vocation. They teach them how to sew, how to produce handicrafts. They essentially create social entrepreneurship. And I began thinking, we have these sewing machines. This is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. If I could facilitate the transaction of these sewing machines from the United States, or from Mayo High School to CHA in Cambodia, wouldn't that be perfect? And then the ideas started flowing. I needed to figure out the logistics. We had the machines, we had a partner organization to receive them, but how would we fund the shipping? My mentors helped me apply for a Minnesota Campus Compact mini grant, one of 8 in the state. We won that, and now have funding to ship the machines. But once that initial money is depleted, then what? We need to do something that would sustain ourselves as well. So we began thinking, well, we can buy these goods from CHA, and we can buy goods from different producers, vendors, and nonprofits in Cambodia, and we can take these goods and bring them back to the United States and create a fair trade market. And this seemed perfect. Selling in colleges, selling in high schools, social entrepreneurship, sustainable development. This is exciting stuff. Then I heard about a workshop up at St. Thomas University, run by Ashoka's Youth Venture Labs. A small team and I went up to the Youth Venture Lab up in the cities and pitched our idea. I'm not a business major, and I don't really know anything about business, but I'm willing to listen and learn. These professionals helped us to write out an entire business plan of how this would be possible, how we would ship the machines, create a fair trade market in the Minnesota, and how we would develop this relationship with CHA. Because we need to look at sustainability, not just charity. And suddenly everything just started falling into place. The work's been divided up. We're a team now, a constructive team working on this project. This is real, and it's going to happen. And that's the most exciting part. We're going to have to be very patient. This isn't all going to happen overnight. I need to be thinking about the future. Involve the various student organizations. What if students traveling abroad also brought back items to add to the collection?